after dinner, we get locked up. So we come out the cells and locked up, and there's a big notice board, big black and white board on there. And on the board it says, Brian Rolfe, you fucking grass, on the board. So I'm saying to myself, who's fucking put that? So I said, Mark, you done that? I ain't done it, no. Are you telling people I'm the grass? No, I ain't said anything. I said, what's that on the fucking board then? I said, I'm in prison. So I rubbed off the board, and there's a couple of lads down there laughing their head off. I said, do you put it on there? No, we ain't done it, mate. Well, said someone here, because it's only kitchen staff, and if someone's put it on, no, we ain't done it, mate. So that was it. I thought, fucking hell. And out of the blue, Screw come and got me. He said, you got solicitor's visit. So I said, okay. So I thought, what for? I ain't got an appeal going or anything. So I went to this room, Essex Drug Squad there, sitting there saying, look, we can help you. Soft prison, get out of here, do your time, new start. You work for us when you come out. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. No, I'll do my time. So he goes to me, is your name been on the board in there? I said, yeah, why? He said, oh, they think you're a grasser, didn't you? I said, yeah. He said, you better go on Rule 43 then. I said, you don't give me no fucking choice, do you?
On the numbers?
No, not on numbers. I went to open prison. So the next day I was shipped out to Hollisley Bay.
Ah, okay.
I said I'd help them, so I went to open prison. So I went to open prison, done my time there, 94. That's why I never met Pat Tate. So I come out end of 94, 95, I'm working for the police. The police have got me now. I owe them big time.
So you now are officially working for the police?
I'm officially working for the police. Now, they were after some big fishes, but I didn't know the big fish. Remember, they were after the Adams brothers. Now, it's no good coming to me something like that because I know fuck all about them. I'm just a small little fish in a bowl that Mark knew that we set up a deal that the gear belongs to them, hoping for them to get a good hiding.
Why would they think you was linked to them?
Because I told them about the setup job and who the gear belonged to.
Right.
You with me? I'm not going to lie. I told them about the job, what was done, and I knew that Craig wanted guns. Now we're going to get to the guns now. So Craig wanted some guns. So prior to Chelmsford, sentence before that, I was up on the charge in Hull for the camper van. Remember the camper van I had? Well, that come on top. So I got transferred to Strangeways Prison. And in Strangeways Prison, like I say, I'm a gullible person, I'll get on with everyone. I met a black lad called Delroy Showers, one of the biggest drug dealers in Liverpool. He had his own aeroplane, drives a pink Rolls Royce. So I made friends with him, booking bodybuilder, never locked up at night time, 11 o'clock, walked the corridors. So I made friends with him. I'd done a few little joeys for him, little jobs and that. And I was talking to him, and I went to visit him a couple of times in prison. And I was talking to him, I said, do you know anyone gets guns? He said, what do you got guns for, Brian? I said, just do. I said, do you know who gets guns? So we got talking, and I built my trust after a couple of months. And he said, we don't sell guns, Brian. We don't sell guns at all. I know someone who rents them. You can get you a rented gun. So I said, yeah, cheers. Now, this is hard to believe, but this is true. This is on police record. So I've arranged with Craig to go to Manchester. But prior to this, I've told Drug Squad that we're picking guns up. That's my debt paid off to Drug Squad. Okay? So we've gone to the Piccadilly Hotel, and down the bottom's a bar. Then we're going back to 95 now. The start of 95, January, February time. So downstairs is a bar. We're sitting in the bar. This lad walks in, black lad. Didn't know who he was. About 10 minutes later, he came out. He said, your name Brian? I said, yeah. He said, do you want to come with me? So we went down Chinatown. Had a drink down Chinatown. And then we left. I went down to the Canal Street. So what he's doing, he's taking us pub to pub to make sure no one's following us. So we sit in the bar. And he said, Delroy's told me you want to hire some guns. I said, I don't want to hire. I said, my brother does. So Craig said, yeah, I want to hire a machine gun and 2 handguns. So he's told Craig the price of it. I got no idea what the price was to hire these. So he said, come back next week He said, I'll have something sorted for you. So we went back to Manchester a week later, me and Craig. We met him in the same pub, Piccadilly pub down underneath the hotel. Went to Chinatown again, went down Canal Street to make sure no one's following us. Then we got in his car and he took us to an estate near Moss Side. Went into a house. I didn't go in the house. I stayed in the car. Craig went in. He come out of a bag. And in the bag was 2 handguns and a machine gun. So we're driving home. And I phoned Essex Drug Squad. I said, he's got the guns. And I thought, fucking brilliant. He's going to go away for a long time now. My revenge. Because I still have revenge in me for what they've put me through in life. But I wanted me... I had revenge, but I wanted my brother back. If you can understand that. So I phoned Essex Drug Squad. They've got the guns. Okay, no problem. So that's the last I heard of it. Then about 2 weeks later, Craig come round and said, look, Tony's not happy with you. We think you're the police informer. He's still going about his police informer business. I said, what have I got to do to prove I'm not? He said, I want a car. And I knew what their game was. So I said, what do you want? He said, I want a Renault 5 Turbo. No, an XR3, sorry. I want an XR3. I said, I'll get you one. Yeah, no problem. I had about 4 bankers draft left out of 25. So he said, bring it to the yard. So I said, okay, I went and got one. Drove to this lock-up place they had in Romford. Pulled outside. As I walked in, there's a black lad, only a young lad, sitting on a chair tied up. And Tony's giving him a few slaps. Craig walks off to where the sink is and boils the kettle. So he's boiling the kettle. Kettle's boiled. I'm standing there. I said, I'm going to... Tony said, fucking stay there. You're going nowhere. So I stood there. Craig walked up and tipped boiling water over this lad's legs. The lad is screaming like anything. It made me feel sick, what he's done. You could see the lad in pain. So Tony walked over to me and Craig and said, where's the car? I said, car's here. He said, keep your fucking mouth shut. He said, I'll pop and see you later. So that was it. So I've just seen them assault a black youth that I don't even know who he is. Probably someone from Canning Town or something. I don't know. So Craig's come round that night. He said, look, your best bet is to leave. So when I went to Tanner Reef, I went to Barrow in Furness. I got a job there. And then Mum phoned me up about 2 months later. She said, look, I've had enough of this. Come back to Basildon. Meet Craig. We'll get it all sorted. Okay. We'll sort everything out. I don't want no more friction in the family. He said, you're my sons. And I thought, that's strange. Maybe she don't fucking like me. She wants me back. Must feel guilt. So I did. I drove all the way to Basildon. Went into the bungalow. Mum's sitting there. She can't give me a cuddle. Started crying. He said, he'll be here in a minute. Craig walked in. I didn't recognise him. It was quite stocky. He walked into the bungalow, pacing up and down, kept looking out the window. He said, I'm going to call it a day now for Mum's sake. You can come back to Basildon, but don't get fucking involved with me. Don't ask what I'm doing. We don't want nothing off you. I said, yeah, no problem, mate, because I wanted to go back home. I really did. So this went on to late, and about 1 in the morning, we've gone out to the Range Rover. Craig's there, and I'm in a Metro. That's all I got, a Metro. So Craig's there, and there's a bag, a leather bag on the passenger's floor. It's got a head on it or something. And he's opened it up, and there's 2 kilos of coke I can see, like that. It's though he's showing me something. Then he pulls a gun out of the glove compartment and points it to my head. He said, it wasn't for Mum. He said, I'll put you in a fucking grave, you grassing bastard. Like that. And I thought, you just been in there being nice to me. You're out here saying this. What's the fucking problem? And he drove off. And I thought to myself, I'm not fucking having this. I'm not having it. No, I've had enough. Drove down into Beambridge. A white Sierra's pulled out of turning and following Craig. I presume it is. I could be any white Sierra. So I've got the bottom of the street and I thought, fuck this, I'm having him. So my phone drug squad up. Got through. I couldn't get through a garage, spoke to someone else. So just seeing my brother's got 2 kilo of coke and handgun in his fucking glove compartment. He said, yeah, we know, we're following him. That was it. I thought, fucking lovely. He's going to get arrested, get quite a few years. My life settled. You with me? Never got arrested. I went back to Barrow in Furness. Next day, I get a phone call with Mum. You see the news? No, what's up? Your brother's dead. So the police knew that night that he had 2 kilo and a handgun on him, but nothing was done.
And you know this for a fact because it was you that told him.
I grassed him up. I've never told anyone this, But it was me that made the phone call to Essex Drug Squad that night. He had the gun and the 2 kilo of coke. So prior to that, Craig gets pulled over in the Range Rover. He gives my brother's name, Michael. Day before, or that day, I can't remember, pulled over. What's your name? Michael Rolfe. He's got CR on his arm here. He said, your name's fucking Craig. It's there. So they phone it through for him to be arrested. He's told, the police are told, let him go. So he went, wasn't arrested. Craig went to Brentwood Police Station to sign on for an assault charge. When he's pulled up in the Range Rover, 2 CID officers there. All right, Craig, how are you, mate? Then they know he's disqualified from driving. Let him go. This case, the murder, stinks with corrupt police. Big time. They could have arrested Craig that night and none of this would happen. The next day when Craig's killed, White Sierra's seen the end of the lane. An officer goes from the drug squad, goes down to the Range Rover, finds them. I think it was 6:30, phones his superior. They're dead. Don't report it in. The farmers found them at 8.